This is the final video. Now, this one is the way that I'm going to be solving this problem. I know I showed you in the first video that you have to set it up in a certain way, but you don't have to. You can solve the problems exactly the same way that we've been solving every single absolute value problem. You set up your absolute value. For example, this case, you make sure that this whole absolute value is by itself, and then you just go ahead, do your two equations, and solve for x. That's exactly what I'm going to do here. And if you already know how to do this, go ahead and see if you can get your two answers. Then check how I did it for each one, and then you're done. Now, this one I'm going to try and go as fast as possible just so we can cut some time here. I hope I don't go over 5, so I'm going to really try. So I know both of my problems. I'm going to start with n. Over here, n, I'm going to go ahead and start with that one. That's an n problem. The way I know it's an n problem is because I know my inequality is looking, or the close area of my inequality is looking towards my absolute value. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to write both of my equations. So I'm just going to take out the line for the first one, and I'm going to write exactly the same thing that I see. And this is 15. Now, the second one, same thing. Negative 3x plus 7. Now, I have to, because I'm doing inequalities, I have to change the sign. And also I have to make it negative, my number on the outside. All right, that's how I'm going to set it up. That's the very first thing that you need to focus on. Now, we just need to go ahead and solve for x. So in this one's going to be negative 7. So I'm going to get 8. Because they're opposite, I'm going to go ahead and subtract them. Now I have 3x minus, or negative 3x is less than 8, or equal to 8. Now, second thing, I'm going to go ahead and divide by negative 3. Now, because I'm dividing by a negative, I'm going to go ahead and change my sign. So, and this one's going to be negative 8 over 3. And that's my first problem. Now, let's go and do the other one. Negative 7. Negative 7. Now, once I do that, you're going to notice that you're going to get same thing. My line, those two cancel out. Over here, both of them are negative, so I'm going to go ahead and add them. I'm going to get getting 22. Let me redo that one. 22, and it's going to be negative. All right. Then over here, I'm going to have negative 3x is greater than or equal to that. I'm going to go ahead and divide by negative 3 on both sides. And I'm going to have x, because I'm dividing by negative, I'm going to have to change the sign of my inequality. It's going to be 22 over 3. All right, that's my first answer. Now, let me see what are my 2 points. So my first point, I'm just going to put the decimal on the bottom. It's going to be less than or equal to negative 8 divided by 3. That's not it. 8 divided by 3. It's going to be 2.6. Now for the other one, it's going to be 22 divided by 3. It's going to be x is less than or equal to 7.33. All right, that's going to be my 2 different answers. And I'm actually going to go ahead and put in my number line. 0, I'm going to put negative 2 and negative 7. Oh, positive 7 here. And a negative 2. Now, because I have the line below my inequality, it's going to be closed circle. It's going to be closed circle. And those two are going to be connected to each other. And that's my n problem, okay? That's all the steps that you got to do. That's how you solve it. Now I'm going to go ahead and do the other one. I have about, not even kidding, 40 seconds to do it. So same thing. I'm going to do my 2 equations. I'm going to have negative 3 plus 7 is less than, but this one should go a little bit faster because we already know all the answers for all the problems. X plus 7 is, oh my god, I ran out of space. Less than, okay, let me redo the second one. Okay, let me redo this whole one. So negative 3x plus 7 is going to be greater than or equal to 15. just like the original. The second one's going to be negative 3 x plus 7 is less than or equal to negative 15. Just like before, I'm going to do exactly same steps. And that's why I did them both the same. I would just want you guys to see the differences here. It's going to be greater than, then divide by 3. Going to go ahead and divide both sides by 3. And I'm going to have x is less than or equal to negative 8 over 3. Now, the next one, same thing. Minus 7. Now, because both of them are negative, I'm actually going to go ahead and add them. So I'm going to get positive or negative 22. And then I'm going to do that inequality, which is less than or equal to. Then I have over here negative 3 still. I'm going to go ahead and divide by negative 3 on all the sides. Now I should have x, but because I'm divided by negative, I'm going to have to flip the sign. Is greater than or equal to 22 over 3. Okay, now I'm going to be reading this one according to how that problem is supposed to be read. Just so you guys know what's going on. 0, I'm going to still put my negative 2 here. They're the same answers. But now, I want you guys to look at my actual answers. So for the first one, this one right here, it is saying x is less than or equal to 2.66. So if I go to 2.66, which is going to be a closed circle, now it's saying that it's going to be less than or equal to, right? Now if I look at the other one over here, it's saying x is greater than or equal to 7.3. So 7.3 is actually going to go the other way. So that's my OR and that's my AND problem. Okay? So that's it. That's all you have to worry about it. And it took me longer than I expected. It always does. Because it's a lot of work. But that's both of them. That's an AND and OR problem. And I just showed you guys how to do both of them. And as you can see, you were able to do it exactly the same way that we've been doing every single absolute value equation. You don't have to do the other method that you saw in the other video, but they want you guys to try and do it that way. Honestly, I would try and do it the same way that we've been doing all the problems from here on out. Like, it works every time. You can actually read. If you understand how to do it this way, I would guarantee you just do it this one way. Because you don't have to do it any other way if you understand how to do it this way. Alright, so that's going to be it. Thank you guys.